As the world grapples with establishing a secure, sustainable and nutritious food supply for all, New Zealand's food scientists are leading the way with the development of foods that are plentiful, healthier and based on resource-efficient production that will appeal to consumers here and around the world. Scientists at the Riddit Institute are currently working on a 7-year, multi-million-dollar program called Future Foods in Harmony with Nature. Director of Research at the Riddit is Distinguished Professor Harjinder Singh.
The Riddit Institute was established in 2008 as a Centre of Research Excellence. And since that, it has become one of the leading centres in food science research in the world. It is established as a partnership between Massey University as the host, University of Auckland, University of Otago, Plant and Food Research. So through this partnership, we are able to bring together a critical mass in food science, especially fundamental food science, to undertake very high quality research. The other important function of the Riddit Institute is research training. Through our culture of research excellence, we are able to attract very high quality students and young scientists internationally. Within New Zealand, we have a very strong partnerships with SMEs and large food industries, including many of the Maori-based enterprises. And that creates, in a way, we are kind of seen as a catalyst for R&D innovation in New Zealand. So overall, it's been a very powerful model of collaboration and has worked extremely well over the last 12 years. And now we got funded for the following 8 years. So we look forward to our new challenges and new opportunities for the New Zealand food sector. The vision of the new core program is Future Foods in Harmony with Nature. This is about really developing capabilities and the underpinning science that will be needed to develop future advanced foods. So what I mean by that is the future advanced foods need to be not only just caring about the health of the people and health and well-being of the people, but also the environment. So that is a new dimension that comes into it. So the healthy planet and healthy people. You know, there is a lot of debate around the animal protein versus plant protein. And at the same time, we are seeing quite a major consumer trend towards plant-based foods and plant-based diets. And that is partly related to health and partly related to animal welfare and also the potential impact of animal production on the environment. So that's what's driving this. Then there are sort of 2 or 3 options one would have to meet those challenges. Obviously, you can go completely plant-based. There, the strategy would be that you create something that totally based on plants and to create something that actually matches the functionality and nutritional quality of animal protein. So things like you see in the Impossible burgers and those sorts of things. But most of those products actually don't meet the nutritional requirement. And in many cases, doesn't really meet the consumer acceptability in terms of taste and texture and so on. So a lot more work needs to be done still to get to a point where you can actually mimic the animal protein functionality from plants. So that's one of our programs. So we're looking at different plant sources, how they can be brought together to complement what we eat, but also create new opportunities for New Zealand food industry.
There is a difference in animal proteins and plant proteins in terms of the nutrition. So animal proteins are considered to be more complete compared to plant proteins. So if you want to get the same nutrition as animal proteins, then you would need to include a wide variety of plant proteins in the diet. Or the other solution could be hybrid meats. This program is looking at developing innovative and disruptive technologies where you can process combinations of plant and animal proteins in a unique way that you get them restructured into a single hybrid structure. And that structure will possess the nutritional goodness of animal proteins, but at the same time, it will have fibrous structure of real meat. We have created multiple versions of these hybrid meats using various combinations of plant-plant, plant-dairy, and plant-meat proteins. Using the technology that we have developed, we were able to process these proteins in a way that we get to create multiple dimensions of meat analogs, which look like chicken. So like chicken analogs or beef-like analogs in terms of texture, taste, and nutrition as well.
Texture-wise, it's just similar to a steak. You can call it meat.
We have already done preliminary testing trials, and so far they're looking good. And we are now planning to do a complete full-scale sensory trial using the trained panelists. And of course, we are working with chefs as well, because we need to know, how these products will behave in real, practical, real-life situations.
Like it's like spot on for a chef to work with.
Okay, that's great to hear. So the hybrid meats are targeted towards flexitarians because we want to capture a significant proportion of the market. So the products, they involve the use of ingredients, natural ingredients from New Zealand dairy and meat, and we recommend the use of low-value ingredients because we assume that the New Zealand premium produce, New Zealand meat and dairy, they're going to fetch the premium cuts of meat, for example. They're going to fetch premium price in the international market. So that's why we recommend the use of low-value ingredients. So a big proportion of plant proteins in the hybrid meats that fulfills the requirements of sustainability and our commitment towards food security.
Our program focuses on trying to get the best value out of food, nutritional value. So we're trying to understand how food structures interact with human biological systems. So we're trying to understand digestive physiology, food structures, how the body actually extracts nutrients out of different foods. And that way we can actually provide some diets or some solutions that are optimal for malnutrition, they're optimal for weight management and other conditions. So this is quite a program that is already having an impact worldwide in redefining nutritional quality of protein, for example, and nutritional quality of fiber. So that in due course will have an impact on dietary guidelines.